Hello there, makers and hackers. I am Zach Friedman of Voidstar Lab, and you are in Voidstar Lab. This is the Voidstar Lab home annex where I do a lot of my hacking. And I take great pride in keeping the place organized, not because I am OCD or anal or anything like that, but because I'm a huge slob. And I'm going to show you how you can be lazy and still keep a really well-organized workshop that saves you tons and tons of time. I follow 3 simple rules that effectively organize the place for me. Rule 1 is don't hide anything. Rule 2 is keep similar stuff together. Rule 3 is that it should take 3 motions or less to access anything in your workspace. You follow these 3 and it'll save you hours and hours and hours. So the goal of organizing your shop or your hacker workspace is to prevent you from having to think of anything. You should never have to think about where you left something. You should never have to search for anything. Oh, hell no. You should never have to think about where to put something when it's time to clean up. And you should never need to scramble all over the place trying to remember what you need when it's time to go. No, oh my gosh, I forgot my phone charger. So let's start with rule number 1, which is don't hide anything. This one's really simple. Don't stack things multiples deep. And make sure that you can easily see and understand the contents of everything by looking at it. This is why I use shelves instead of drawers. So you can, all the tools are very clearly laid out. It's very obvious what there is. You can see all the way to the back. This is very common sense. There are a couple things that go into this. The first is don't stack stuff on top of each other. If you do, simply label the outsides. The other thing is don't stack things multiples deep unless you can label the tops. That way you can see everything you've got here. If something's in a bin or a box or something, label the damn thing. Don't hide your stuff. If you hide stuff, you'll forget where it is, and you won't be able to look around and jog your memory. Trust me, you'll be hacking late at night, you'll be getting real tired. Just keep it obvious where everything is, so that when you're hacking late at night, and you only need something that thing related to soldering, that thing related to soldering that pulls off the solder. You don't have to remember what it is. You just look at it. There it is. Solder sucker. Awesome. Number 2, keep similar stuff together. This feeds back to number 1, and it also prevents you from being much of a hoarder. Electronics tools, hand tools, soldering stuff, wires. Mechanical, I guess more mechanical stuff related to electronics. Supplies, I guess. USB cables. Bench tools. Electronics parts. Random stuff for hacking. Finished projects and doodads. It's very simple to do this. And on top of that, you don't need to sort each individual little component. In fact, I actually advocate cheating on this. See, I've got this box of resistors that I bought that is pre-sorted. No need to set up some sort of multi-drawer thing. The multi-drawer thing that I do, I just label each one as I stick something in there. Point is, if you keep stuff together, you don't have to remember where it is. It's very easy to look through stuff. You find the headers and do I want male, male, female, maybe a breadboard or 2. Everything is there. This also leads back to this also leads back to objective number 3, which is that it reminds you what to grab. Common sense. Keep your soldering stuff together and all that. It also makes it easier to organize. If you're a hoarder like me, like any good hacker, you have a lot of extra parts. So I'm talking a baseline level organization here. I just organize them into stuff that works right now and stuff that's just parts. This makes it that much easier to just find what I'm looking for. Also, keeping similar stuff together gives you another benefit, which is that if I know I want something from here, I can just grab this bin, dump it all over a table or a surface, and find what I want, scoop it back in, move on with my life. The whole objective here: save yourself tons and tons of time. Never have to be like, oh gosh, I have that one capacitor. Where did I put it? The third thing, this is the really important part, which is it should take no more than 3 motions to access anything, and tools should that should be reduced to 1 for a tool. Here's why. How many times, for instance, have you ever, I don't know, let's say, had a pair of diagonal cutters, a pair of needle nose pliers sitting here at your desk, and you've been like, and you have a bolt, you have a bolt that's not going to come out with a hex head, and you're like, well, it looks close enough. I don't want to go through my stuff to find my my screwdriver. Screw it. That destroys your tools. Whoops, that saves you tons of time. So here's an important part. Getting up off your chair is an action. So remember, if something takes too long, you're just not going to do it. You're going to say screw it. And you're right, because it's obnoxious. So here's an idea. We're going to go and grab the most out-of-the-way thing at my shop. And I'll show you how I've organized this. So action 1, get out of your chair. Action 2, stack a box to reveal this. Action 3, pop it. And there are all my breakout boards. If there had been one more box on top of this thing, I would have said, screw it. Like, it's not worth it. I would have just tried to go without the module or lollygagged on it. This will save you hours and hours of time. It's almost undescribable how much time this will save you. Those are the rules. I'm going to go over some basic tips on just how to optimize your workspace. If you follow those 3 rules, you're going to be awesome. Let's show you how to do it. Idea number 1, tip number 1, use all area of a surface and use bins. This thing basically pockets, right? So this allows me to put things in sideways, and there's no risk of them falling off if someone nudges the table. Plus, I put this magnetic thing here, which enables me to stick tools to the side. I effectively got myself a free shelf, for nothing. Yep, same thing here. When I want to clean off my workspace, I put a little Velcro on the back of my keyboard so that I can stick it to the edge of my desk. I basically got myself a free keyboard shelf. Don't be afraid to use all sides of it. As long as you can't knock something off and it doesn't get in your way, it's effectively free stuff. Plus, things placed at an angle like this are really easy to spot. If I'm sitting here, I can clearly see all my tools. I don't need to rummage through a toolbox. I just reach for the right one. There you go. I love these magnetic things, by the way. Only downside is that they magnetize the tool, so be careful using them as screwdrivers. Here's another tip for you. No junk drawers and no miscellaneous areas are allowed. I know you saw my mixed parts right here, but even then they were a little bit sorted. I had working stuff and part stuff. Do not have a junk drawer or a collection area or something like that, because stuff that does not belong there will migrate in and you will never find it. It'll never be seen from again. Instead, keep a garbage bin very close to your workshop and keep a little work bowl. This is a chef's trick, because like when they peel vegetables, they don't grab all those peels and walk across to throw them in the garbage. No, they just throw them in a little bowl, and after the cooking's done, they do that. This collects the current project. Make sure you clean it out. Trust me, it's super simple to do this stuff. If you do collect a lot of stuff, like all hackers, keep it fairly organized and figure out in advance how much space you want for it. These are all kind of miscellaneous parts and works in progress. But this is all the space I allow them. If I get something else, I have to clear out something of equal size. Be very rigorous about this, and stuff will never build up. Keep your tools out in the open. I talked about this before, but I cannot stress how important it is. You need to be able to use the correct tool at a moment's notice. Otherwise, you'll use incorrect tools, which will cost you a lot of time down the line. Don't be afraid to turn things sideways. I've got these lying on their sides, and I've got random stuff in the SparkFun box. I've multiplied the amount of space here without having to pull anything out to see stuff, just by turning them sideways and putting a little label on it. This is blue tape. It took seconds, and it stays organized forever effectively. Don't be afraid to use labels. When things are ambiguous or stacked up, put a label on them. This one I actually inserted backwards. If things are labeled, you got a little more leeway in stacking them. The point is, you don't want this spice drawer thing where you have to pull everything out to find the garlic powder at the back. Another common sense thing, if you have to stack things multiples deep, like my nootropics cabinet, stack them in height order. That way you can always see everything without having to go through it. Keep things that work together. This is my charging drawer where all my phone chargers and connected devices live. I can just yank out these USB cables and use them if I want. And yep. Most importantly, don't take this too seriously. The whole point here is to save you time. If you're spending all your time getting organized, you're not going to spend any time hacking. Just follow the basics. Keep similar things together so you can find them easier. Don't hide anything. Don't hide anything so that you can easily use eyeball through your shop to find what you're looking for. And keep it very simple. limit the number of actions it takes for you to get a tool or something, because that will dictate whether or not you use it. One other quick tip, this is especially for the ladies out there, but guys, you make this mistake too. This is my backpack. As you can see, it's empty and all of the flaps and everything are open, which proves it's empty. Do not keep things in your bag. Remember that you have to find the bag, then open it and look through it to determine whether anything is in there. If you know at all times your bag is empty, there's no ambiguity there. Fill your bag as you head out, empty it when you come back. It takes seconds and you'll never lose anything in your bag. This is a shout out to my dad, who so far has lost 3 pairs of Bluetooth headphones, which he subsequently found in his bag. Thank you for tuning in. I hope that you take a few of my tips to heart, especially the one about stacking stuff deep. This is a pretty egregious one. They say that you can tell everything about a person by looking at their room and their personal space. So you've now seen mine. Why don't you show me yours? Leave a comment, or shoot me an email, or find me on anything. I'm Zach Friedman on everything. That's Zach with a K, Friedman with 2 E's. You can also visit my personal blog at ZachFriedman.com. Yep. Show me your workspace. I'll feature it. I hope I'm going to close this with this. I hope that you spend your time hacking and not searching for that damn piece of heat shrink that you knew you had around here but just can't find. Anyways, thanks for tuning in, and I will see you in the future.